Good morning, everybody. Happy Hump Day. Can't believe it's almost like a Friday today. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. I got a great list of stocks for everybody today. Let me say hello to everybody and then we'll get started. I'm actually a lot more calmer today than I usually am on a Wednesday, but I guess maybe it's because it's a short week. I don't know yet. We'll see. Let's say hello to everybody. We got Arnulfo, we got James, we got Robert, Ivano, Jill. Good morning, Jill, Robert, Dave, Eduardo, Stephen, Rick, John, Cam. Good morning, Cam. Piet DeBrock, Pat, Bugs. Hey, Bugs. Is it Bugs or Bugs Bunny? Wade, Pete, Ray, David, Harold, JB, Brian. Good morning, Brian. Christian, Richard, Alan. Hey, Alan. We got Javad. Hey, Javad. Javad is coming out strong with deadline for TikTok, Chinese owner to sell app. Oh, okay. Extending deadline for TikTok. Okay. All right. That's good to know. I don't think that's a catalyst, but that's interesting. I totally forgot about TikTok. That was one of the first things that Trump did actually when he came into the White House. Don't think it's a catalyst, but good to know. Thank you. Appreciate that, Javad. Gregory, Mark, cheese grater trader. Cheese grater. I love it. Brian, Jeff, and I hope you guys could, I know you guys could see me okay. I'm hoping you guys could hear me okay as well. We got Corey. Morning, Jeff. I hope you're well. Mike, we got, who do we got? We got a lot of people here. That's what we got. We got Anu Kumar, Don, Corey, Mike, Jeff, Tom, Illinois grain farmer, Brian, Kevin, Henry, Jody, Becky. Hey, Becky from Planet Fitness. How are you? Rick, Peter, Devin, Scotty. Scotty's here. Genevieve, Wardog, Lydia, Charlie, HG. Good morning, HG. Funny email this morning you sent me. Vernon, Gregory, Mark, Spider Monkey's here. Mike, good morning. Richard from Fuente Gorde, Sherman, Harry, John, Deanna, Ralph. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We'll be starting in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. While we're getting started, just FYI, if you guys don't mind, go here to this gearbox. Hey, Mitch, and make sure you're watching at 1080p, okay? I wouldn't set it to auto. I could set it to auto because I have a very fast internet here and it's fixed. But if you're on the go or if you're wireless, I'm not wireless. I'm actually wired here. Hey, Michael. Hey, Karen. Karen the shark. Um, Yeah, we'll talk about the catalysts in just 1 second. Look at that. Richard's all ready to go. I got my catalysts right here, Richard. I know you guys can't see them well, but they're right here. I tried to write them a little bigger than I usually do. You could see Middle East, I think, right there. But they get smaller as the day goes on. Hey, William, good morning. Good morning, Raj. Good morning, Jeremiah. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Please make sure to hit the 1080p button. You'll see yourself really well. And also, if you don't mind, give us a thumbs up. All right. It helps our algorithm. From what I understand, I haven't seen much evidence of that, but that's what they say. Helps our algorithm. Thank you all for being here. We'll be starting in just a minute, literally just a minute. Got about 200 people here. I'm expecting less people because it's a slow week and it's summer, but we usually get up to close to 600. Hey, Naples fan. Hey, Bill, Doris. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's start off with something I wanted to tell all of you guys, and I don't know I know we don't have a full crowd here yet, but something that I wanted to bring up to you. And if you've been trading for any amount of time, you will understand exactly what I'm saying right now. But if you're a beginner, please listen to what I'm saying right now, okay? Let's say you go to a car dealership, right? And you're not a big car fan. You just need a new car, right? You're not like a fan of sports cars. You're just somebody who needs a new car. Your car broke down and you need a new car. And you go to a car dealership and the car dealer starts asking you questions like, well, how many people do you want a sports car? Do you need a sedan? Do you need a van? Do you need a truck? Like, what are you going to be doing? and you're just sitting there going, I don't, can the car salesman sell you the right car if you don't know what you need? No, it's impossible, right? Because they don't know what you need. Now you could say, well, I just take a sedan. Okay, fine. But what if you do off-wheel driving? What if you do mostly night driving? What if you're in the snow and you need a 4x4, right? If you don't know what you need, if you don't know what you need, you can't find the right car, right? Similarly, let's say you're in a bubble for 6 months and it's time for you to go outside and you have no idea if it's 100 degrees or 50 degrees and you have to select the right clothes. Are you going to be able to select the right clothes for yourself? No, you're not, right? So if you don't know, what I'm getting at is this: if you don't know what you need, then you don't know how to select what you need, right? Well, good morning, Peter. Good morning, Deb, Henry, William, basketball trainers, Becky, Eagle Beagle. Good morning, Eagle Beagle. Lori, Nape. I was watching Law and Order yesterday, old Law and Order from 1990. There was a guy, his last name was Beagle. And I was thinking of you. I was telling my wife, Eagle Beagle. It was interesting. We'll talk about the catalysts in just a few minutes. So let's go back to my scenario, right? You go back, you go and you try to if you don't know what kind of car you need, you won't be able to get the right car, right? Okay. Well, when people when people start learning about options, okay? When people start learning about options, and this is mostly for beginners. If you've been trading for a couple of years, you already know all this. You can't you don't know you can't select the option or the option strategy if you don't know what the stock is going to do. Let me give you a hypothetical, okay? Let's say we expect the stock to go nowhere for the next couple of days. We would do probably an iron condor or probably credit spreads. Let's say we're expecting a huge move from a stock. We would just buy the individual option. Let's say we're expecting a little move from the stock. We'd probably do a close to the money debit spread. How about we're looking for an explosive move around earnings? I would probably do a time spread. Point I'm making, point I'm making the point I'm making here is that the stock and the stock movement is going to decide what option strategy you choose. You can't go to a menu that has 5 different or 10 different option strategies and say, oh, I like this strategy or I like this strategy. What the stock is doing dictates what option strategy you choose. You can't just go picking option strategies if you don't know what the stock will do. Picking option strategies without knowing what the stock will do is equivalent to going to a car dealership and when the car dealerships asks you like, what do you do? What do you need? How are you? You're like, I don't. Do you guys remember back in the day I used to trade with Tony Saliba here at the pit? Tony Saliba had an option platform that would choose the best options, spread or selection for the stock. Well, here's the problem. He had to wait for me to select what the stock would do before he would engage with the option picking model. Capiche? Similarly, 25 years ago, TradeStation came up with a product called Options Station. Option Station was a cool little thing. You press one button, you pick a stock and you press a button, and the button tells you the best options for that stock. Well, that program went out of business after about a year and a half. Why? Because if you can't select, if you don't know what the hell's happening with your stock, then how in the world can you select the right option? It's like blind leading the blind. You understand? Point I'm making is before you go into, look, here, let me show you this. Here's you see option screener? Here's options, right? Look, Unusual flow, short diagonal, long diagonal, butterfly, iron condor. It'll give it to you on a silver platter. You just press a button and it'll give it to you. But do you know which one you need? Actually, I should have started here. Do you know which one you need? If you don't know what the stock is doing, this is completely and utterly worthless to you. Why do you think I go through stocks at the end of every day and not options? So, hey guys, I love this stock. I love ABC stock. Okay, great. Well, how do you love it? Do you love it because it's going to go somewhere? Do you love it because it's not going to go anywhere? Do you love it because it's going to go down? Do you love it because it's going to go up? Do you love it because it's going to speak French? Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm saying because this is really important. Piet de Brock, you don't understand what I'm saying, or you're saying no in response to what I'm saying. Do you guys understand that without knowing where you're going, all of these names and all of this shit is just garbage? It doesn't mean anything. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, you can't select an option or an option strategy if you don't know what the stock is going to do. Okay? So a lot of people, they start trading. They're like, oh my God, look, it's a bull spread. It's a put spread. It's a call spread. It's a naked spread. Oh my God, we got all these choices. But you don't know what the stock is going to do. So this is useless for you. What I teach you is how to determine what the stock is going to do based on the market and based on the stock. If you know what the stock will do, then you can intelligently come up here and you can find the right strategy. You can't find the right strategy for a stock if you don't know what the stock is going to do. So before you go hot and heavy picking the best debit spreads or the best credit spreads or the best butterflies or the best iron condor, you should first figure out what the stock is going to do. Yes. Your option strategy is 100% dictated by the stock. The stock doesn't drive the options don't drive the stock. The stock drives the option. Your option is just a vehicle for getting from point A to point B, right? It's just a vehicle from getting point A to point B. So before you start asking complex option questions and looking for your favorite spreads and playing around with your combinations and strategies, it's not going to help you make one penny unless you know what the hell the stock is going to do. Okay? So do you guys understand? Stocks is what drives your favorite option strategy. And if you don't know what the stock is going to do, stop trying to play with option strategies because you're just going to throw money away. Capiche? That's why Option Station went out of business. That's why Tony's not with us anymore because nobody wanted his platform because it was too complicated. Because they didn't know what option strategy to use. Because they didn't know how to trade stocks. So what I teach you here is first principle. If you don't know how to pick the right stock, forget about picking the right option strategy. That's like shooting yourself in the foot. Capiche? Okay, now let's talk about the catalyst for today. I wanted you guys to understand that. Yes, the option, your stock determines what happens with the option, not the other way around. And no, Henry, catalysts have nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. I just wanted the room to fill up a little bit, and I wanted to explain to you because for some reason in the last 48 hours, I've been getting a lot of questions about what debit spread should we use? What should we do here? The stock determines all of that. You can't just go picking. You can't just go here and start here. Here's a platform. Some people sell this for thousands of dollars. Okay, you can get it here for free. How do you know which one to go to? You don't. You have no idea. This is like going to a car dealership and the car dealership's asking you, what are you going to need the car for? And you're like, I don't know. So he's like, well, why don't we just do this one right here? Or why don't we just do this one right here? Are you think you're going to get your best car by not knowing what kind of car you need? No. So stop trying to figure out options and option spreads and all of these complicated things till you figure out what the hell the stock is going to do. Okay? All right. Now, what are the catalysts for today? Wanted to give the room a few minutes to fill up. What are the catalysts for today? Come on. FOMC, okay. FOMC is definitely a catalyst. Okay, check mark. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. All right, FOMC, oil prices, obviously. Jobless claims, yes. Okay, let's erase. Another one off my list. Jobless claims, housing starts. How about housing starts? Yes, housing. Richard, Lennar already happened. We already knew about it yesterday. It's I think it's already priced into the market. Unless there's something new in Lennar, it's already priced into the market. It came out yesterday morning. Okay? It came out yesterday morning. Core retail. What? Core retail. Where's core retail? Retail was yesterday, folks. All right, I'm going to explain this, Jesse, and folks. Lamar came out yesterday. The market already traded through that. Core retail sales came out yesterday at 8:30 in the morning. The market already had 24 hours to trade past that. That cannot be a catalyst anymore unless it's a continuing thing, like the Middle East. Do we already know what the core is? We knew about it before yesterday's market. Jesse, why would you think it's a catalyst today? Lennar came out yesterday before the opening bell. Why would it be a catalyst now? It wouldn't. Folks, if the market had an opportunity to trade after the news came out, unless the news hasn't been resolved, like Middle East, it's no longer a catalyst. Hey, Richard, all that reminded me of 3 days of research had to do to match a new computer for my needs. Exactly. Richard, imagine you go to a computer store and the guy's like, well, what are you going to do with it? You're like, I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. Alcohol. Come on, guys. Do we have a catalyst? Do we have a catalyst? All right. Richard wrote holiday shortened trading week. Yes, that's definitely a catalyst. Fed decision, FOMC, that's a catalyst. Middle East, that's a catalyst. U.S. jobless claims, crude oil inventory. Crude oil inventories are not a catalyst with the Middle East. It overshadows it. But you got it right. Now, you guys missed a couple of things, but ultimately, most of you got it. Ivano got the ADI, and a couple of you guys got the ADI. That's important. Again, Middle East, oil, travel, ship. How about NCLH? How about NCLH? How about the fact that NCLH is a travel cruise ship stock, and cruise ship stocks do really bad when there's a war in the Middle East, and it got downgraded? Don't you think that's going to put pressure on travel stocks? And by the way, remember what I said? Middle East dash travel, shipping, oil stocks yesterday. Well, a travel stock got downgraded while we're in a war with the Middle East. Gee, I wonder if that's going to put pressure on travel stocks today. Gee, let's think about that one for a minute. Travel stocks, Jesse, travel stock. Do you guys see that? What a mess. Year over Amazon protection gone in auction, over 100 blocks of oil drilling, site control by Brazil, many. All right. Uh, I did. I put a computer that Richard bought in Telegram. He got a great deal. He got an off-brand. He didn't get an HP. He didn't get an IBM. He got an Acer, but he saved about 30%. The only thing you're going to have to watch for on that computer, Richard, is the fan. You want to make sure that you get cooling. That's a lot of times they put cheaper fans. So here's my catalysts, okay? Middle East oil travel shipping NCLH, highlighted right there in small letters, right there, NCLH. Housing stocks, ADI chip stocks, ADI always impact chip stocks. FOMC, obviously, jobless claims. Those are mine. So you guys got them. Ultimately, we all got them. See that RTX, Richard, that RTX GeForce card you got. That's a really good card. That's a very good card. Very good card. Very good card. That computer should last you, Richard, and I'm not kidding. That computer should last you about 3 years if you use it religiously 12 hours a day. Yeah, my main concern is how cooling it is. Off-brand meaning it's not an IBM. Like IBM, you'd pay like 30% more for an IBM. Off-brand meaning because Richard was looking at IBMs earlier. Yeah, it's a great computer. I told Richard I'm probably going to get one myself. That's a good deal. I would expect about 2,300, 2,490 for that kind of a computer. Okay. All right. Now, before I go any further, how would you guys like to join me for a live trading session again in the VIP room? Assuming the market's got something to offer us today. Have those live trading sessions in the VIP room been helping you guys out? We had over 600 people yesterday. Let me know if they've been helping you out. Let me know if they've been helping you out. Or if they've been confusing you. My live sessions. Do you guys want another live session? Yes, sign me up. Absolutely. All right. Remember, I told you all week, I picked the shittiest week to do live session, but, who knew that we were going to have this Middle East? Here's the link. All right. People seem to like those live sessions. Do you think oil futures will go down? We'll talk about it in a few minutes, Red Candles. It helps very much. I'm good monkey, see monkey do. Good, 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 good. Yeah, my father too, Gustavo. He used to build his own. Good morning, Gustavo. Doris, fantastic. Piet de Brock, Pat, everybody likes it. Well, you can get them. You can watch the replay. All right. People like those live sessions. All right. All right. So let's begin. Let's talk about the market. What's the market doing right now? Absolutely nothing. You might or may not remember, but Monday, when we were hosting Nate in my VIP room, I told you that the market doesn't look like it wants to break out of a structure. And the market has not broken out of a structure. The market's almost at the 15-day EMA. Almost at the 15-day EMA. And again, I'm not really expecting a lot today. Also, keep something in mind. There's a good chance, a lot of people are expecting a lot of volatility from the Fed. But there's a really good chance the Fed may just say, we know they're not going to take any action. And they may just say, again, we're in a wait and see mode and nothing may happen. So a lot of people are waiting and expecting something to happen, but nothing may happen. And also, I've been keeping you guys away from a lot of notice. Have we done anything in the pit this week? And I watch stocks like I'm giving you updates all day long. Have I been doing anything in the pit this week? Have I done anything yet? No. Had I done anything in the pit, would the odds be on my side or against me? We probably would be sitting and holding a position with our thumbs up our ass. Excuse my French. So it's not always about what you're doing. Sometimes it's about what you're not doing. Not taking a position is a position. And look, we just missed all of this. And this is nothing. Folks, if you think you're going to get a lot of movement from stocks when stocks are doing this, you're not. Don't kid yourself. I'm going to talk about that today, Jose. Maybe, Rick. Maybe, if you guys behave yourself. Okay? All right. People like my VIP class. So again, guys, we don't have a lot to work with here. Just keep that in mind. Going into today's session, we don't have a lot to work with here. Volatility, it's at 21. It's not at 30. And it's not at 15. It's at 21. You know what 20 is? 20 means we're scared, but we don't know what to do next. We're scared. Heightened arousal. Heightened fear. What's going on? But you see, the problem is it's staying at this level. It's not going down or up. So this is like We're fearful, but we don't know if when the next shoe is going to drop. You understand? And that's the problem we have right now. Richard says against. What are you against, Richard? What are you against? Tell me what you're against. Yep, that's right, Jeff. That's right. But notice, no, not much here. So you have a lot of volatility. I mean, you have heightened volatility and no movement in the stock market, which means the market is anticipating something bad and pricing it into its value, but at the same time, nothing good is happening, which means options are expensive and there's no movement. How much money you think you're going to make from the market doing that? And by the way, there's this now. So what kind of an option strategy do you buy if the market's dead and it has a lot of volatility? Do you buy an option spread? Do you buy a deep in the money option? See, I'm going to talk about that today in the VIP room. You cannot pick option strategies. Picking option strategies without knowing what the stock will do is the dumbest thing you could be doing. I'm just going to tell you that, okay? All I think about CHOP, it's opportunity for a short strangle, possibly. But you got to be careful. The Middle East, anything can happen. The second shoe drop would work for. Oh, yes, Richard Peterson, exactly. Work against you. Yes, very neutral. Yes. We're saying the same thing, Richard. You got it. The link is right here. Here's the link. High noon today. And I will be putting on an incomes trade ahead of the holiday today at the end of the day, just FYI, in the weekly cash flow. I will be doing it. Okay? All right. So, market is fairly muted right now. Yesterday, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but the weakest index was IWM. It was the Russell 2000. This index has the most sensitivity to interest rates. Okay? It's not really doing anything right now, but yesterday this was the weakest index. So please keep an eye on it today, okay? Yep, that's right, Jeff. That's right. Crude oil. What did I tell all you folks? Please keep an eye on crude oil. This is going to be the best indication of whether or not things are getting better or not. I also mentioned 70. So look what happened here when we came near 70, 69, 39. We bounced off hard and closed above 70. The meat of the move was between 71.75 and 76. Yesterday, the move was between 75 and 71.11. Notice we didn't get to below 71. Right now, we're already above yesterday's high. This is going to be the best indication of the Middle East drama for you. I know a lot of you guys are looking at the VIX. A lot of you are looking for commentary from Trump. And by the way, Trump sounded really serious yesterday. He sounded like he really wanted to attack. And I thought that they would already do something by now, but nothing's happened yet. So we're still in a wait and see mode. Okay. The point is, you see, this is not moving down. It's already above yesterday's, the candle area right here. So I would be the wick. So I would be very cautious. This is not a relief. We want it to be breaking the 8-day EMA. See how the 8-day is right around 70, 68, 69, 70. We want this coming down to here. If this is going up, the last thing you want to do is buy stocks unless you want to short. So be careful. Roger, why didn't you go long oil stocks? They were up 5% yesterday. Okay, let's say we go long oil stocks and there's some news that the war ends. What do you think is going to happen to our oil stock? I want to find stocks that are not news dependent. I want to find stocks that are not news driven. News driven stocks have a binary chance of going your way or not. Capiche? I don't like to trade stock. So if every stock is up in a sector, I won't be trading that sector because I won't know if it's strong because everybody's buying the sector. I won't know what the strongest stock is. So right now it's I would rather go short energies if I found the short stock. That one I would trade, but that's not in the cards. So you guys understand yes, crude movement was the best market external indicator yesterday. I told you, Jeff, remember yesterday I told you that, actually I didn't tell you yesterday. I've been telling you now since Monday, that crude oil is going to be the best indication. VIX and crude oil are going to be the best indication right now of what the market's going to do. Yes, I know, Rice. Short strangle. I got you. I got you. But try to pick something that's not directly related to the Middle East because that could, yeah. Remember, good news or bad news, it's going to move and you don't want it to move. So you want to find something that's not related to the Middle East. So this right now, folks, I know you're probably like, Roger, we like to look at the stock market. This is driving the stock market right now. This is what's driving your stock market right now. And I'm looking at the July contract, just FYI. So in case you want to know which one, here's the link. If you want to watch it in real time with bar charts, here's the link, guys. Here's the link. You can watch it in real time all day. The same link I'm watching. I mean, I have it on my TC 2000, but here it is right here. Okay. So we want to see this below yesterday's low. Yesterday's low was at 71. As I'm going to just say the same thing I've been saying for the last 3 days. There you go, Richard. So again, very, very choppy. Not a lot of directional bias. Not a lot. We want to see it break this level. Bond market. Bond market is seeing flight to quality again because of war. Whenever you have war, you're going to be in the upper end of this range. This does not mean that bonds are breaking higher because lower interest rates. This is flight to quality. And again, if you notice, we're still more or less in this range right here. We're more or less still in this range. And we haven't broken above this range. So we may be near the upper end of the range. Again, God knows what will happen today with, we got jobless claims at 8:30. By the way, it's supposed to be tomorrow. Markets close tomorrow. You all know if the number's not like 270 or 280, it's not a big deal. Anything around 240, 230, it's been slightly lower than this for the last God only knows how many years. So if it's somewhere in the 240s, 230s, 250s, I wouldn't make a big deal out of it. I'm going to start making a big deal out of it if this number gets above 275, 300, because then it's starting to move to out of the zone area. But the 4-week moving average is 240,000. Okay, it went up from 230 to 240. Wow, big deal. So don't react to this if the number is not that meaningful. And the number right now, you could see 245. It's 5,000 less than last week. They were expecting 244. They got prior 250. We're still in that range. There's 245. There's nothing here. There's just nothing here to talk about. Don't talk about things or don't pay attention to things when there's nothing there. There's nothing here. Okay. There's nothing there. US dollar going up, flight to quality. We're still below this trend line here, and it's not going up for the right reason. I would be curious to see if we can get up to the 50-day moving average, which is above this line. But I think we're going to the war is going to come to an end before we get much higher. I think we're going to just kind of sit around this area. But it's not going up. Similarly, it's not going up. Bonds are not going up because relief certainty. It's going up because flight to quality. People take money out of speculative assets and put them into fixed assets. Okay. Gold. I mentioned to you yesterday that I like gold. Hey, did you guys, HG, did you nibble yesterday on it a little bit? Did anybody nibble on gold? Remember I told you guys I like it right around this area right here. Kind of like yesterday's low would be a good entry, maybe lower, but kind of where the low yesterday was. That's kind of what I had in mind near the 15. So let me know if you guys actually bought it. I like gold around these areas. I don't think there's anything wrong with gold around this areas. I'm not really seeing any breakdown. And also keep in mind, gold was highly elevated before the Middle East debacle happened. Folks, again, let me give you my link to the VIP room today. And don't forget, Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. And if you behave yourself, Jax may make an appearance too. All right. There's the link for that. Okay, HG did it. Jeff is waiting for a bigger pullback. Oh, okay. I think I would be nibbling around here. I'd probably be nibbling around here. Okay. All right. All right. I would be nibbling. I don't think there's anything wrong with nibbling around here. Just FYI. China, what is China doing? China's going down. Remember I told you I think this is going to come right back into this area. So we had a false breakout to the upside. We're now back down. Weakness in China is not good for global economy right now. And obviously, China's also down because we don't know the reaction from the Middle East. Was there another report coming out earlier today? Housing starts. Uh, Not good. Not good. Lower. Not good for Lennar and all those home building stocks. This is bad. This is negative. It's not that bad. It's slightly lower, but it's lower than consensus. So it's telling us that housing starts and permits are weakening, which is not great either. But at times, SPY started moving, checked GLD, and it did not provide a good enough entry, so I skipped. Yeah, you could probably find. I mean, it's not like running away or anything, right? Not a great number. Not a great number. What's the market doing right now? Yeah, just sitting right at the 8-day EMA. Look at that. Talk about no directional bias. Look at the 8-day average, meaning it's right at the week at the week's average. Remember, the 8-day EMA tracks the 5-day MA, and the 5-day MA is basically the week's moving average. And look at where we're at. We're literally at the week's average, and VIX is right around 20. So we don't know what's going to happen next, folks, which is why Uncle Roger is not doing much. You've been right every time about gold. Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate that. Okay. I've been doing this for a long time, Gregory. The right way, actually, the right way. Okay. All right. So we kind of have a good idea of what's going on with the global commodity market and the global currency market. We're in a wait and see mode. I think we can all agree on that, right? We can all agree on that. Uh, in hindsight, income spreads would have been the best strategy, but who in their right mind would do income spreads during a war? I mean, one announcement can just knock you out, you know? So if you're going to do that on stocks that are not as related, like healthcare stocks, stocks that are not related to the Middle East. And one good thing about the Middle East debacle, and I don't mean this as a good thing. I mean the focus is fairly targeted. You know, you got the travel, the oil, the shipping stocks, but it doesn't really go into like soft technology. You know what I mean? It's fairly mixed. But when you put that on top of the tariffs, that's a problem. By the way, my wife, I don't go to supermarkets. I hardly ever go to supermarkets. My wife came back from Fresh Market. We have a supermarket called Fresh Market just right around the corner here. And she said that there was notices about supply shortages and prices, and they were talking about tariffs. She didn't really know much about it. She didn't read about it, and she doesn't want to hear about it from me because she hears enough of it. But she says there were some notices about tariffs in the supermarket. So just FYI, that's not a good sign. Okay, let's break everything down and put it all back together. Okay, in case we missed something. Very important. This is very important, folks. This sets the foundation for what I do all day long, you know? And I have a lot of really nice shorts for you today on my list, by the way. Muted open on Wall Street as investors cautiously wait for Powell's remarks. What's interesting, everybody thinks we're going to have a big move as a result of his remarks, but we may not have anything. We may just kind of sit where we're at right now. Conflict between Israel and Iran entered its sixth day. God, time just flies. Trump is waiting his options. Yesterday, I'm going to strike. I'm not going to strike. We just don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to make stupid predictions right now. He's talking about unconditional surrender. I don't think anybody's surrendering anytime soon. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Oh, there was a cyber attack on major grocery supplier. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that. Thanks, Cam. And by the way, folks, customer service live. Here's a link for that. Don't forget. I'd go just to see Jax, to be honest with you. He's such a cool looking dog. Gustavo, my wife is in love with your dog. She's in love with your dog. Like she wants Jax. Cam says Fresh Market is great. Yeah, great market. We buy about 75% of our stuff there. Okay. Yesterday, solar stocks cratered. We talked about that. We talked about Lennar slumping over 4% because they posted worse than expected adjusted earnings. This announcement came, from what I understand, in the morning yesterday, which means the market already had plenty of time to make it into its catalyst, which means it's not a catalyst for today. T-Mobile slid 4%. I think this was a stock on our I think I had this on our short list a few days ago. But they're not doing great right now. J-Bill, this was one of our stocks that I found as a day trading stock till we found out it had earnings. Several of you ignored my warning, bought the stock, made a lot of money, and send me a nice email, although you shouldn't have done that. That's a binary. You should give that to charity. It's a binary event. You can't reward yourself for a binary event thinking you were smart because it didn't happen to you because you were smart. You just got lucky. That's all it is. Don't reward yourself for being lucky because it will start getting into your subconscious. Your subconscious is what drives your trading decisions, not your conscious, folks. Remember that. That's why I tell people a lot of you have post-traumatic stress disorder from your previous trading with other gurus. Okay, U.S. retail slumped. Core retail sales slumped, not really great. Industrial production didn't do great. None of this is good. None of this is helping America right now. Okay. He looks very smart, Gustavo. Never confuse luck with a good trading plan. No, because folks, that will mess you up. That will mess you up. And also, don't confuse a few losers with a good trading plan either. You know, it's like the guy who sees me trade and I'll have a loser and he has a winner. He's like, oh, I know more than Roger. I made money. He lost money. No, no. Let's do 100 trades. And then we could see who's got an edge and who doesn't. Okay. All eyes today are focused on the Fed. We already know what they're doing. They're not doing anything. What we are going to be focused on, and I hope you guys pay attention, is this dot plot summary. That's going to determine what their action is right now. And listen to me. All jokes aside, 2 cuts this year is what they're pricing in right now. So that's what's being priced into right now. This should give you some kind of an anchor to see, because if he says we can have more than 2, right now they're looking at 2, and I'm thinking August, September. Okay? Don't be so hard on yourself. Jobless claims already came out. The numbers came out as expected. Let me just see really quickly what the SPY is doing. It's not doing anything. Just flat. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is nothing. Okay. This is just random nonsense. By the way, Bitcoin inside day yesterday, this could have been a low. Keep an eye. Don't do anything till we're back above the 8-day EMA. Okay. Sorry, I missed Bitcoin. Building permits came out a little softer than expected. Europe is flat. Now, when you see overnight markets flat like this, it's not because there's nothing going on. It's because they're expecting something to happen. Okay? We're all expecting something to happen. This means we're not getting any movement from global markets. Digested regional inflation data, looked ahead to Fed's interest rate decisions. You've got tariff news. You got Fed news. You got Middle East news. Think about it. You got 3 layers of news driving price right now. Okay? HG dot plot is their line that it's basically a projection, and it changes every time. It potentially changes every time they lower rates to show what they expect going forward. So it's like a dot plot map, and they do it like this or they do it like this, so you could see what the expectations is for the rest of the year. We already know nothing's happening today, so they're all going to be basing on what they're expecting, and that's the dot plot. So everybody's going to be looking for the dot plot. This is going to be the big news for today. This right here, how many rate cuts? See, they're all going to be looking at the dot plot summary forecasts regarding the path of interest rates. That's this. And the path right now, HG, is 2 cuts this year. So if he says 3 cuts this year, that's a major change. If he says 1 cut this year, that's a major change. But if he says we're expecting 2, if the dot plot summary says 2 cuts this year, there's no change. There's no impact from the Fed. It's already priced in. Okay? So right now, this is what you need to know. You should write this down. They're baked into the price right now is two cuts this year. Okay? All right. Initial jobless claim, home, we already talked about that. Europe is flat, flat. Healthcare stocks lost ground, something to pay attention to. China closed just above the flat line, flat, no movement. Investors were underwhelmed by the opening of the forum, which offered the policy. Sentiment remained cautious as Israel and Iran exchanged new missile strikes. Folks, we are being driven by three global events: tariffs, the Fed, and Middle East. Not one, not two, but three. This is not a time to trade technical price action. Global events are driving price. I want you, but Roger, price takes everything into account. It does. And we know what price is telling us right now? It has no freaking idea what the market's going to do. We're literally at the 5-day moving average. And VIX is right at 20. Notice it's not at 30 and it's not at 15. So it's kind of like, let's wait. What's happening next? That's not a time to get frisky. That's what they're expecting right now. Yes, 2 more rate cuts this year, Ira. Yes, including one in September. I thought July, August, they're thinking September. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm just going to let it go. Japan closed higher today, hitting its highest level in 4 months. Video game and brokerage stocks led the gains. However, the benchmarks were limited. Index gains were limited by geopolitical tensions as investors grew increasingly concerned. Meanwhile, investors Adam, I wrote this for you. I know you follow Japan. Eagle Beagle, listen. Investors also just digest a slew of economic data from the country that reinforce expectations that impact U.S. President Trump's tariffs that could limit Bank of Japan's ability to raise rates. Warren Buffett would be very upset about this because that was his game plan for the next 3 years. So Warren Buffett is watching this very carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if he offered Japan some type of olive branch so they can keep raising rates, because the only way America is going to keep investing in Japan is if they keep raising rates. ADI chips are definitely a catalyst today. Cruise ships are a catalyst, double whammy. You got the Middle East debacle, crude oil, travel stocks, Norwegian cruise line. All right. I don't think it's a good buying opportunity right now. I think right now your opportunity is not to do anything. Now gold and silver down because they are on the other side of the options. Thomas, where do you come up with this nonsense? Okay, folks, do you see what Thomas is doing right now? I'm going to repost what Thomas just wrote. I'm going to repost this. Do you see this right here? I just reposted what Thomas just wrote. Friday, New York Stock Exchange option expirations. The banks will try to knock gold and silver down because they are on the other side of how do you know they're on the other side, Thomas? Do you guys see what Thomas just wrote? This is the kind of shit you write when you have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on in the market. Thomas, please stop. I'm begging you, please. Who's down? Who's taking? They have the biggest gold positions right now are held by banks. The biggest long positions right now are held by banks and countries. China has a huge gold position right now. Please, folks, let's stick to things we know, not create. Thomas, let me tell you what you just did. You just created a scenario in your head, and you believe that scenario is the market, but you have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. But you're posting it here for 600 people to read. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Don't do that, Thomas. Don't be like all the other gurus who just talk out of their ass. Don't do that, Thomas. Please be responsible. First of all, banks are extremely bullish and long gold and silver. They're not on the other side of anything right now. God. Don't do that, Thomas. Don't do what you're doing. Stop doing that, okay? Please stop doing that. If you were so smart, then Paul Tudor Jones would be doing the same thing, and he's not. We're not doing anything right now on gold. Gold right now is flat. Do you know why gold is flat right now? Because we don't know what's going to happen with the Middle East. The market doesn't know what's going to happen. Market has no idea what gold's going to do, but Thomas here knows it all. I don't know what gold is going to do, but Thomas knows what gold is going to do. Stop. Just stop. Please stop. Okay. I love when people just say nonsense, you know? All right. Mega caps, what are they doing right now? Are we getting any directional bias from mega caps? No, we're not. Oil is above 70, car. Look. And I can assure you, gold is not going to be going down if the Middle East. If I could assure you, if on Friday crude oil is above 70, gold is not going to be going down. Okay. All right. Everybody's an Einstein. Okay, let's continue. Nothing. No directional bias. Nothing. Remember what I told you on Monday morning? The odds are we're going to go sideways. I drew you a chart when we had that meeting with Nate. QQQ. Remember, Sean, when you sent me an email yesterday, I said to you, there's nothing going on right now. There's nothing going on right now, folks. In the market, there's nothing going on. We're literally at the averages. Look, there's no directional bias. Okay. Volatility is still above 20, which means value funds are not going to be buying anything. And they're going to be very aggressively long gold. Gold is not a bad place to be when you have a war in the Middle East and uncertainty regarding tariffs and FOMC. Okay. How about internals? Let's look at internals. What are they telling us? Energy, technology, semiconductors, and utilities. When you have utilities and energy right here on top, you clearly have no directional bias. When you have semiconductors and utilities next to each other, you can throw away all directional bias away. That's a market that's doing this. Okay. All right. You still have QQQ here, which is great, but look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down here. Russell 2000 is not here anymore. It's down here. Communications in the middle. So you got a mixed market right now. You still have some favoritism towards technology, but not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot. And where is midcaps? Midcaps is here. Yeah, midcaps and Russell. So where's retail? Retail is down here. Yeah, retail, consumer discretionary, Russell 2000. Interest rate stocks are in the toilet. Home builders in the toilet. We had a nasty home building report today. Okay. All right. What about sectors? Do we have any directional bias in terms of things firing off? Should we be buying stocks? Are there a lot of stocks growing with momentum? Well, let's look at 20-day highs. What? 100 stocks? Only 100 stocks? How could that be? I remember we had 185, and then we had 322, and then we had 400, and now we have, that was last Tuesday, and now we have 96? 96? Or 103? That's nothing. Okay, how about 50-day highs? How about 50-day highs? 58. Ugh. If the number's not 100, there's no trend. So, folks, what are these amazing momentum stocks you're going to be trading to the upside today or buying options on? There's 58 stocks making 2-month highs. Okay, well, Roger, you know nothing. How about 1-year highs? There's got to be a lot of stocks making 1-year highs. Well, there's 52 stocks making 1-year highs. This is a list of all stocks making 52-week highs. The price of the stock has to be between $10 and $5,000, and the volume has to be above 300,000, which is 5 minutes for an S&P stock. 52. There's There's thousands of stocks, and there's 52 making 52-week highs. When you say your goal is a good place to be right now, do you mean buying the stock and holding? No, I mean doing nothing. Doing nothing. There's no movement. There's no movement in the stock market. How about 20-week highs? 34 stocks are making 6-month highs. Let me show you these stocks. Chip stocks, gold stocks, defensive stocks, IBM, MPC, defensive stocks, defensive stocks, defensive stocks, defensive stocks, healthcare stocks, defensive stocks. Not a lot of stocks. There's not a lot of them. The market breadth is not wide. How about 90-day highs, right? Roger loves his 90-day highs. There's 86 stocks, less than 100. How about lows? 79 stocks. Yesterday, there was only 27. Now there's 80, 79. That means the market is becoming a lot more of a two-sided market than it was for a few days now. How about 50-day lows? 26. Yesterday, we had 12. Now we had three, almost, 2.5 times as much. How about 20-week lows? 19. We had 8 yesterday. Do you see a lot of stocks moving? No. Are you going to get a lot of movement when there's 50-something stocks making 52-week highs? No. That means we're going to be focused on the exact same stocks we've been focused on for the foreseeable future. Okay? All right. Let me give you stocks that I'm liking right now, to the downside and to the upside. The market is flat right now. There's very little directional bias. We're all in a wait and see mode right now. We're completely in a wait and see mode. What does that mean, Roger? After I give you the stocks, I'll give you a game plan for today. That's right, Travis, which is why I only use it before the market opens. That's right. And it has remember, the market hasn't opened yet, Travis. So this is as good as this morning. This is pre-market data because this is last night's data. That's all we have. Now, during the day, I'll use the number of stocks to see if momentum is going one way or the other, but I usually use TC2000 because it's in real time. Okay? So before the market opens, Travis, I use StockFetcher. After the market opens, I use TC2000. Brian coded all of these scanners for me in TC2000 so I can have them live without any delay. Thank you, Brian. Very much appreciated. I use that all the time. And I only have 90-day and 50-day 50-day high, 90-day high on my live scanner. I don't really need the 52-week or the 6-month. I really like the 90 and the 50-day highs. But those can be changed or adjusted. All right, let me give you stocks that I like, and then I got to get to work. But before, folks, don't tune out yet. I want to give you stocks, and then I want to give you a game plan for today, okay? I like my short stocks quite a bit today, by the way. Okay, sorry about that. Flow, bear stock, SG. Jeff, I give it to people for free if they have TC2000. It's not that big of a deal. Really, it's not. SG, how many times have I given you this stock in the last 2 months? CPB, every time I give you a stock, and if we went through that stock before, that means whatever we were doing is working. Otherwise, it wouldn't continue trending, obviously. First time we've ever talked about Campbell's Soup in the last 5 years, right, guys? How about this one? I gave this one to you yesterday. Huntsman, TAP. We've never talked about TAP before here. Never, ever, ever we talked about TAP before. Breaking a key level here. How about RHI? First time we're ever talking about it, right? Yeah, I wish. Here's a potential A line that I'm looking at, actually. Circling this one. I got several others. ENR, Sky, Homes are not going to do well probably today. THS, that's a new one by the way, Sky. That's a new one. THS had this one several times before. EXP, this is Eagle Tile, roofing tile. This is one of the biggest brands of roofing tile. One out of every two houses uses this brand of roofing tile, especially on the West Coast. So if housing market is bad, they don't do well. They're actually a really good company. If you guys need new tile for your roof, flat tiles, they're really good and they're cheap. I used to use this for my construction projects. Watsu. Those are my shorts. Okay. Lulu, let's look at Lulu. Lulu's got to break this level first. That's a high volume bar. Okay. Let me give you the long stocks. Okay. There's a that's a possible A line, but it has to trade above yesterday's high. I would put an alert on this at 250, 150. Okay. If this gains strength today, this could be a very low risk opportunity, good low risk A line opportunity. I don't even know why I'm giving you all these. I'm giving you guys like total red meat here. I'm surprised we don't have 1,000 people coming in here in the morning. Although we do have over 1,200 people usually watch this video throughout the day. EQT, natural gas stock. Be careful with oil stocks right now because they're news driven. They're news driven. ARM. Yeah, send me an email, Kevin, of course. No, I don't. Because the market hasn't opened yet. I have no reason to share it right now. Boyd says UAN. Let's take a look at UAN. Yeah, it's a nice looking stock, Boyd. It's a little overextended. This would have been the time right here, would have been the time. A little overextended. Not too overextended, but a little overextended, but a nice looking stock. Uh, VST. I don't know. I told Matt to buy this yesterday for a gap to green. I don't know if he listened to me. He hardly ever listens to me. He never listens to anything I say. D-Dog looks good. Cybersecurity, breaking the 200-day moving average. IBM still looks good. I've been calling the stock out for weeks now. CAH still looks good. Notice a lot of these stocks are stocks that we traded in the pit 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, and they're still going up. CAR, it's looking very nice. And Trupanion is looking really good. He did? Okay, good. Thanks, HG. Thanks. Okay. So let me give you my layout for the lay of the land today. There's two things driving price right now, and it's not tariffs, and it's not really FOMC. It's the Middle East. I think it's the Middle East. I think the reaction from FOMC is not going to be really big, and I think a lot of traders are going to be looking to take directional trades today, and they're going to be disappointed. I think the Middle East is what everybody's waiting for right now. I think that if it was I think that the bond market is too muted right now, and I think this Middle East is really in focus right now. Okay, Hood actually did look good yesterday. Let me take a look at it right now. Not bad. I'd prefer for it to get above the previous high first. Okay. Many of us will still short eight. Why are you still in that stock? I forgot about that stock already. I haven't looked at it in weeks. Let's see. I mean, it's doing exactly what. So first of all, I told you that this stock was not my traditional play. I told you that this stock was a fundamental play on an institutional trader who's going to be liquidating his position because Trump changed law. The stock is doing exactly what I said it was going to do. I don't even understand why we're talking about this stock. It's moving exactly in our direction. It's got a descending triangle. It's at the lower end of the range. I told you guys that I'm expecting it to come down here, probably another dollar, and it's doing exactly what I said. What's the problem with it? Sean, there's no updates. Why would I update you on something that's working perfectly? Look at the weekly, look at the triangle you got on a weekly. Look at this triangle, guys, on a weekly time basis. If that's not a descending triangle, I don't know what is. If this is not a trade that's working to the short side, I don't know what else. Nobody's asked me anything about this. Nobody, I just assumed you're all in this trade still making money. And when we break down here, we're going to come down here, which is exactly what I said. What's the problem here? What's the problem here? I'm just giving you guys a hard time. The trade is working out exactly as we expected. It's at the low end of the range, and I'm expecting it to come down. My suggestion would start to take profit exactly as I told you last time, when we start getting into this area right here. This is the catalyst, so we should erase this catalyst maybe halfway, maybe around here. Remember I said around $5, the low fives, $5? Nothing has changed. Oh, did I say $4 range? Sorry, Rick, not the $4 range. Right here, right here. Maybe it's yeah. It's the high. Excuse me, the low fives, the low fives, high fours. Sorry. Right here. Basically, this level right here, right here. When we're a little bit above this, we're going to give it a little bit of a bump right here. So the 50-day move, the 100-day moving average is next. Yeah, there's no change there. Okay, all right, fair enough, fair enough. Don't kill me. Okay, what's the agenda for today? Oh shoot, I got to get to work. What's the agenda for today? Choppiness. Choppiness. We're going to be extremely cautious, and we're not going to be engaging in stocks that are directly related to what is happening in the world right now. I will be live from Las Vegas. No, live from Ponte Vedra Beach. It just sounded nice to say that. Live from Las Vegas. I'm watching this show on HBO called Hacks, and it's about Las Vegas, and it brings back so many good memories. If you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. Great show, Hacks, on HBO. And here is VIP room link. I will be doing live trading and giving you my full, unadulterated attention at noon in the VIP room. Do not miss out. Do not miss out. Please don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't go for your hottest energy stock. If you go for an energy stock, you're setting yourself up for a disappointment, because as soon as Trump says something, it's going to react. You're gambling. Go for let me give you the best advice that I'm going to give you right now. Here it is. I've been talking for an hour and 5 minutes straight. Here's the best advice I'm going to give you. Go for a stock that's moving in the direction you're going to before this Middle East started. Let me give you an example, okay? What has Merck been doing for the last couple of days? It's just been going sideways and down. It hasn't been going up and all of a sudden started going down. What has, for example, TAP been doing before the Middle East thing started? Go for a stock that was going in your direction before the Middle East started. So if a stock started moving your way 6 days ago, you don't want to go with that stock. That means that stock is news driven. You want to go for a stock that was moving in the direction you want to trade more than 6 days ago. Capiche? The biggest clue I can give you today is find stocks that you like because they were doing what you like more than 6 days ago. Or you hate them because they were going down more than 6 days ago. This stock has been going down long before the Middle East debacle started. That would be a stock I would consider shorting. But if a stock started going down aggressively 6 days ago or going up 6 days ago, that's probably because of the news. That means it's going to stop going down when the news stops. That means you're being driven by the news instead of the stock's price action. Don't do that. That's called gambling. All right. I'll see you all later. Have a great day. I talked too much today. I apologize. I went overboard. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day live at noon Uncle Roger and Matt live trading. If you don't see me trading a lot today, it's because I'm protecting your ass. Bye. Yes, holiday. Yes, that's right. Listen to what Carlos just says. Carlos, send me an update. I want to know how things are in Los Angeles. Please send me an update, Carlos. I always like hearing from you, Carlos. Bye, guys. My email is roger@rogerscott.com. Okay? Bye, guys. Have a great day. Sorry, I didn't mean to unload so much on you today, but there's a lot going on. A lot and nothing going on, right? Hurry up and wait mode. Remember what the Fed, what you want to pay attention to today, HG from the Fed, is whether they're changing the two rate drops this year. That's the dot plot. That's the change we're talking about. That's the crucial part we want.